think I still want to be the funny. I still want to bring the, you know what I mean? But there's a more compelling side to this thing, you know what I mean? I want the people to feel they're a part of. You know what I mean? I want the people to relate to what's going on in my head as well as what's going on in your head, you know what I mean? Like the whole thing you did right now with the little lesson on, you know what I mean? I mean, people are gonna hear that and they're gonna be like, "Wow, what?" You know what I mean? They're gonna feel that shit, dude. You know, they're gonna get that. You know what I mean? And that's what this show's about, dude. You know what I mean? It's like you said, we either sink or swim. Come along and swim with us, or watch us drown. You know what I mean? And I just don't see us going any. I don't see us getting any. Is there just? Can we get any worse? Not that doesn't sound right. I don't see us going. I see us only getting better and better at what we're doing. You know what I mean? That's you know, practice. You know what I mean? And so it's like I said, and I keep going back to that. You know what I mean? If anybody thinks they can come out here and do it, go buy you a microphone, hook it up to your stuff, get the.
All we did was walk into Best Buy, looking for a microphone to attach to my computer.
Right.
My idea was, I have a laptop. Can I record our voices on my laptop and be able to upload it from there? Is my laptop strong enough? And the advantage of being able to connect it to a laptop was that I'd be able to take my laptop anywhere. So we're not limited to just people coming here. We could go to any location and record. And I thought that would maximize our potential for putting together good shows, and it afforded us the opportunity to go to Quentin Rampage Jackson's house, which was awesome. Here are the steps we took. Anybody can do it. You just walk into
step one,
Best Buy, ask them for a Pro Tools
and a
microphone, a USB microphone. That's what you want to do. Yeah. There are other avenues, but the easiest way is to get a USB mic that'll connect right to your computer. Pro Tools is the editing program. It came with the mic itself, and it was like $60 for the purchase. We put together the package. We brought it home. We did a recording. I learned how to do with Pro Tools. I learned how to be able to cut out, like you said, those little
excerpts,
curse words, pauses, ambient noises, sounds like bumping the desk or whatnot, and it's so simple. I didn't read a tutorial. I didn't read any instructions that it came with on how to run it. It's literally point and click. Anyone can figure out how to cut words out and phrases. You can cut out sentences and you move them around the recording from beginning to end. There's so much you can do with the actual Pro Tools recording. It can make any basic recording sound more professional than it would just starting off. And then I happen to be connected to a friend who's in a band and who put together an album, and I chose one of their songs as our intro. In Comparison by Caterpillar. My friend Rodrigo Santiago, who is the lead singer, asked T-Dog, Chris from previous shows, to come in and do the trumpets on this show, on this song. And I love the sound of that song, and I wanted to put that into the intro, and I asked for permission. They let me use that, and then that's the beginning of each show. It's easy to, you literally go,
other than show one,
you literally go to your music library, grab the audio file, and import it into the program, into the recording, and it does it all for you, and you just split it up, drag the beginning of the song to the beginning of the show and the end of the song to the end of the show, and then you have your intro and your outro, and it gives it a professional feel. It's probably a day's work of recording and editing and putting together the file to be able to upload, and then you go to SoundCloud.com. They'll give you 2 hours of space on their hard drive, on their storage, and once you fill those 2 hours worth of space every time you upload. It'll drop off a recording. You can pay for more space on it, and it's going to cost you a monthly fee or whatever. If you want to pay for that audio file or audio space and the audio program to listen to it and attach it to a self-titled Facebook page, there you have the venue, the place where people go to listen to the show. You invite all your friends there, and there's a place to start building your audience. Then if you want to get the Windows Movie Maker, you can turn it into a video file too, and then you can use YouTube as a forum, which we do.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
You can only do 15 minutes at a time, so you got to break up your movie file.
And that's where I was talking about too. That's where I give you a lot of the I give you credit where credit's due, dude, because you go on there, dude, and when the people see it, anybody who knows what you're doing, they'll understand. You know what I mean? But for the layman's out there, it's you have to break these things up, these shows, and usually our shows run an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, whatever. But you have to break the show up into 15-minute increments, and then you have to attach it to. First, you have to export it, the whole file out of the Pro Tools, and that takes a minute or two.
however long the recording is.
The show runs. That's how long it's going to take to export it, and then you have to put that in a separate file, and then break that up into chunks. Normally, it's 4 chunks in 15-minute increments, and then so it's not to say it's a hard science, but it's time consuming, and you have to be dedicated to do it. You know what I mean? You can't just jump in there and go, oh, I'm only going to do half today or half tomorrow, because there's a whole set schedule that we have, that we go by, and we try to have the show up by Sunday. We usually have to have it. We try and have it up by Sunday, and so there's a lot that comes along with that. You know what I mean? So we usually dedicate, or at least Wes does. Today is going to be one of those days where I'm going to be with him. And in the future we're going to be doing it this way, but for the last 9 shows, like Wes is dedicated like all of Saturday and all of Sunday, just to get the show out there. You know what I mean? So a lot of times what you guys hear is one thing, but to put that together and to get it out there, it's not a simple task. You know what I mean? It's once you get the hang of it and you get to know what you're doing, okay. But there's certain things that you have to do to get there. You know what I mean? I would have never fucking even known about SoundCloud, dude. Like SoundCloud and all that, dude. All this stuff has just been introduced to me. It's just like all new. It's a whole new world to me. You know what I mean? And so I'm just learning how to. And like I said, now that I have that mic at my pad, dude, I'll be able to practice a little more. You know what I mean? And toy with it and have fun with it. And I think we're just gonna get better at what we're doing. You know what I mean? And and it's like you said, anybody can do it. You can go to your local Best Buy and grab a mic, But I
asking questions, man.
I think the number one thing, and I truly believe this, the number one thing you have to have when you walk into this is, if you're gonna do it, just like anything in life, you have to be dedicated to it. You have to dedicate yourself to this, and you have to be able to put in the work that goes on behind the scenes, not just what's going on air. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that people don't see. You know what I mean? And you have to dedicate yourself to that. And if you're not willing to dedicate the time and put in the time, or if you want to try and just make it simple, or you can do that. That's cool. Go ahead. You know what I mean? But don't expect a great show out of that. You know what I mean? You have to. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this. You know what I mean? And I've seen it, dude. I've seen you put in 12, 16, 17 hours, dude. I've seen it. So it's this is dedication. Is for me, dedication, dude. That's like number one.
Passion.
Yeah. The funny
creativity.
You want to have the funny. You want to have the creativity. You want to have all that. Cool. That's those are gimmicks.
But if you're interested in something, you're gonna find the inspiration for it. You just go with it, and don't be afraid of being judged. And that goes with anything in life. And it's one thing that I've had to learn. And the more you apply yourself and the more inquisitive you are, the more questions you ask wherever you're at, you don't know where life is going to take you. So you might meet people that are going to help you along this path, and you might meet people that are assholes and then are going to shut you down, and you can turn that around and use that as material.
Yeah.
You know, those experiences you can talk about and talk shit about those people, or use that as fuel for your fire. You know what? I'm going to show them. I'm going to make this happen. And that goes with anything you do in life.
It's like with me, dude. It's funny, dude, because it's like I said, I've done this is my 10th show, dude. And there's not one person in my family, dude, that's listening to my show. And they ask, where are you going? Oh, I got to go do a show. A show? Yeah, I got a podcast going. Oh, okay.
Right.
And then I go and I come to the show, you know, and they're like, well, where were you? I just told you I went and did a podcast. Oh, all right.
Right.
They don't. What's a podcast?
Right.
Where can I find your channel? They don't give a shit. You know what I mean? And these are my family members. You know what I mean? So it's like whatever, you know. And
that's. I hear a lot of comedians say that. Are you still doing that stand up thing?
Right.
Like totally condescending and distant. Like okay, like I'm looking down to you. You know. Good luck with your little thing you do, like totally shrinking it down to some small little project.
Let me know when you want to come work at the warehouse. We have an opening for you,
right?
Because we're your friends.
But cool thing is, I'm employed in a place where I can physically do my job, and my mind can be thinking about other things. You know, I can be tuned out, listening to other podcasts, or I'm going to be listening to audiobooks and bringing in material from that. And that's the cool thing about my job. And then I can build towards a segment on the weekend to be able to upload. And so right now I'm busting my hump and using my free time to produce this thing and make it happen. I'm hoping that we're going to turn this into a honed art, you know. Right now this is a crude looking piece of flint, and then someday we're gonna chip away at it and bring some sharp edges to it, and then attach it to an arrow that's gonna launch and hit its mark. And that's and in my mind that's where we're at. We're carving away something at this, and eventually it's gonna be able to be capitalized on. We can be inspiration to anybody out there who wants to start at the very bottom with you know, a couple $100. You know, all you need to do is, you know, get your computer together, you know, get the mic, get the program, you know, learn the ins and the outs, put together content, some material. Our format is a little more free form, but you can pick television, you can pick books, magazines, you can pick comic books, and stick to your theme and make that the theme of your show. You know, build your content over the week and then upload it on the weekend. And
we've yet to actually settle on a concept of what the show really is. We do segments here, we do segments there. We've done spitball sessions. There's always room for growth. And we shared this the one time. We said we just want this show to be the biggest, baddest fucking show there is.
Pick a high bar and you're going to turn some heads and impress some people. Learn more about yourself in the process and be more proud of yourself once you put the effort in it and achieve that goal.
And that's another thing about this show too is I want to be inspirational. This podcast here gives me a way of expressing myself. That's my thing, you know. And if you want to come along on that ride and watch me as I progress in life and you know, and hear my stories and the things that I've been through, you know, there's always a chance for change in you yourself. You know, every day that I wake up, I think, you know, I have another opportunity at life. I have another opportunity at living, you know, a peaceful, calm, you know, and being productive in society and being better at life, period, you know. And so, like I said, you know, I'm sure there's going to be somebody who's listening to this and they're going to be loaded or stoned or buzzed or drunk or whatever, you know. And again, I'm not trying to change you. If you can handle your alcohol, then cool.